Get my own little step stool here. Woo! The Dark Knight Rises, movie theater, Colorado. What is the first image that popped into your mind? Was it Batman, popcorn, a state, or a gun? Elementary, Connecticut, little children. What about that time? Was it a school building, a coastal state, pure innocence, or a gun? On July 20th, 2012, in Aurora, Colorado, 12 people entered into a movie theater for what they assumed would be a great time, not knowing that they would never see their loved ones again. And on December 14, 2012, in Newtown, Connecticut, 20 children and 6 adults would say goodbye to their parents and loved ones, not knowing that they would never see them either. Two totally different settings, times, and states, brought together by one of many similarities: gun violence. Due to gun violence, more than 300,000 people are killed by firearms in this country each year. That's 30 people per day. In my opinion, that's too much. Right now, I am not here to discuss my views on gun control and regulations. The Second Amendment in our Bill of Rights states that we have the right to bear arms, and that is as far as I'll take that subject. I am here to discuss how I believe the four-way test can be used to prevent gun violence in an ethical manner, just as Mr. Herbert J. Taylor would have wanted, just as it might have been had James Holmes and Adam Lanza known about them before making the decisions that they did. By applying the 4 questions, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? I believe the 4-way test can be used to prevent gun violence. Number 1, is it the truth? Is gun violence really that bad in America? In Japan, less than 50 people are killed annually due to gun homicides. 50. That's not even 2 full days in America. In Germany, Italy, and France, less than 150 people die annually due to gun homicides. And in Canada, less than 200. But what about in America? In America, more than 100,000 people die each year due to gun homicides. That doesn't include accidental shootings and suicides, and everything else it takes to get to 300,000. But 1/3 of the annual deaths that occur due to gun violence are from homicides alone. Now, taking back into consideration the number 300,000, 1/2 of the deaths related to gun violence are between the ages of 18 to 35. But homicide is the second leading cause of death among 15 to 24-year-olds, and is the primary cause of death among the age group for African Americans. Now, obviously not everyone has been shot or is close to someone who has been shot, but everyone in this room more than likely pay their taxes, hopefully. The U.S. lifetime medical costs for gunshot injuries total an estimated $2.3 billion of the lifetime medical cost for gunshot injuries. And U.S. taxpayers pay almost half of that. That's $1.1 billion each year. So is gun violence really that bad in America? Considering that we are in the top 10 countries in the world affected by gun violence, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say yes. Number 2, is it fair to all concerned? On Thanksgiving and Christmas Day, when you sat around the table and Christmas tree, was anyone missing? Was there a sense of loneliness that lingered in the room? For many, there was. For many families, the people they loved and cared so much about were gone due to gun violence. Is that fair? Gun violence is not fair to anyone. Whenever a trigger is pulled, it triggers more than just a bullet. An entire domino effect is created, starting with the victim of the violence. Next is the person who created the violence. Then families and friends are affected. One side is suffering from an unfair loss, while the other one may be suffering from the same thing, or unfair accusations and hatred. Unfair accusations and hatred that they did not ask for. So is it fair to all concerned? Not in the slightest. Number 3, will it build goodwill and better friendships? To end gun violence would be a tremendous leap forward in the act of goodwill. The dissolvement of gun violence in America would definitely build better friendships, because none would have ended. Although I was not in Aurora, Colorado, or Newtown, Connecticut on the day of their tragedies, I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the day a tragedy affected me and broke a friendship. On May 27, 2012, my friend Kayla Danielle Ferrante had the world in her hands. She had just graduated the day before, and she was on her way back home from her graduation party that evening. But when a bullet went through the license plate of her car, through her chest and out the windshield, her world was over. A bullet that was not meant for her whatsoever, but due to the senseless act of gun violence, had found its way through all of our hearts. I know that better friendships would have been built, not just with Kayla, but with anyone who has been affected by gun violence. Their right to build goodwill and better friendships was gone. And number 4, will it be beneficial to all concerned? Imagine a world where there would be no fear of having to leave your home because of the unknown possibilities of what might happen. Imagine turning on the television one day and not seeing a breaking news story about gun violence. If we can eliminate gun violence, the benefits would be far greater than what I can say in this time frame. Schools will be safer, movie theaters will be more enjoyable, public events will not be so tense. But more importantly, with the application of Taylor's 4-way test, lives will be saved. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. Thank you.